Our featured guest tonight is a musician, singer, songwriter, known for his hit song Naughty Naughty in 1984, his 1985 Grammy-nominated #1 hit single Man in Motion, or as most people know it, St. Elmo's Fire, and his many other motion picture themes, including songs for Three Men and a Baby, The Running Man. Here to talk about his life, music, why he's still not slowing down, is singer-songwriter John Parr. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, David. How you doing?
We are doing just fine. So, John, most people know you from your hit songs and music videos when MTV used to do videos. But I've learned you've been doing music since you were around 12. Was there a lot of music in your home growing up?
Well, my mum and dad weren't musical, but before that, actually, David, I was kind of performing with the guitar probably in school, about 8 or 9 years old. But yeah, I was just captured by the 60s and all that fantastic music.
So how young were you when your first band, The Silence, started touring Europe? How did you guys kind of first find success at that age?
The Silence, I was 12 years old, and we just played like the local area in northern England. My dad was the manager, and he used to drive the truck, and he was a hard taskmaster. But we started going into Europe probably in my later teens. And then the kind of band shifted, as they always do, and members come and go. But I did 150,000 miles with my dad behind the wheel before I was 15 in England.
So talk to me about your group Ponder's End. I just started learning about the working man's clubs while researching for this interview, and the whole thing kind of fascinates me. I mean, I imagine our audience here in the States won't know much about it, so I was kind of curious about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of an equivalent, but basically these were clubs that if guys worked in a factory or in a mine, there would be a social club for the guy or the woman and their family, and there would be shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bingo, and if you're familiar with bingo, where you know, or housey, that was a big deal. So the act would come on, then there would be the bingo, then there would be the act. But it was like Vegas very badly, very bad Vegas.
So I had no idea that you wrote songs for Meat Loaf too, no?
That was the beginning of it. Yeah, I played live for so long, and the truck eventually blew up for the last time. And I was married then. My wife said, you know, why don't you just write songs? I'll pay the bills. And that's what we did for 3 or 4 years. And I got a little publishing deal, and the publishers started sending the songs out, and the first kind of hook was Meat Loaf. And I recorded 2 or 3 things for him before I met him, and I could mimic him pretty good. So I recorded them as he would sing. And then I met up with him, gave him, it was a cassette in those days, and he loved it. And within a month, I was living in Connecticut with him and his family, making the new record.
What was the process like of getting your first solo recording deal? I mean, how did that happen? We just spoke with JJ French of Twisted Sister, and he recounted just how hard it was for them as a band to finally get there. What was that journey like for you?
I used to call it being geographically knackered. Coming from the north of England, the town I came from, nobody ever escaped, really. But I had this dream, and I just kept pushing and pushing. The beginning was the Meat Loaf thing. We have this saying, you wait for a bus and you're there in the rain, and then all of a sudden 3 buses come at once. That was my career. Meat Loaf, I'm with him making the record. My manager is in New York talking with Ahmed Erdogan, playing him some of my demos. And Ahmed signed me. And so simultaneously, I had this 2 bus ride. And then Toto asked me to go out on the road. And I was so, such a fan of Toto. So within a year, I went from kind of what we call coppering up, kind of saving money to buy food, to suddenly being with, an international artist, a major record deal, and touring with my heroes. It was a crazy year.
So you got your deal, and you write your first major hit, Naughty Naughty. How did you first find out that was going to be a hit? Does a moment or a phone call or something on or hearing it the first time on the radio, does a story like that stick out to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was the 11th song on the album. A song got bumped to put that song on. It was just a little riff we used to warm up on in the studio. And Albert Erdogan said, "John, you got to write a song about sex. Sex sells." And I thought, well, okay, I'm at the knee of the master. So I thought about this kind of witty lyric. And then Trevor Horn was really happening in England with all the kind of digital sampling then. Digital had just began. And so I wanted to make a record that was kind of mainstream rock, but had all this kind of arty nouveau sounds. And I fought Atlantic for that record because they wanted a song called Naughty Naughty Magical to be the first single, as a song I wrote with Meat Loaf. And I just believed I knew Naughty Naughty had the legs. And, you know, that record was released at the worst time, like November, December 84. All the record labels were triple bonusing. So that meant if the record plugger could get it on a P1 station, they'd get a triple bonus. I had no bonuses. The Atlantic were not paying bonuses to the pluggers. So that song would be 95 in the charts, 105, 93. It was agonizing. But I just believed in it. And really, the song did it. It was on the charts for 4 or 5 months and kind of did the job of an album for me, David.
Well, and I remember the video, and I think before the blue steel look was even invented, I think you had that look in that video. You had that. There were so many pans of you just having the look, you know, in that video.
Yeah, I'd always loved film, and so I insisted that all my videos were shot on 35mm Panavision. So it was in the days of big budgets, and so a lot of the videos have got that kind of filmic look, and I didn't really get to have a lot of control of them in the early days, but my control was really the look, the overall look, and we spent a lot of money, which I'm still paying for some of those videos. But yeah, thank you for that. It was a little my first adventure.
So here's what I need to do. We need to go to a quick commercial break, and then I want to come back and I want to talk to you about St. Elmo's Fire and some of the things you got going on right now. Can you stick around till after the break?
I can.
Awesome. We'll be right back with John Parr.